So I'm here with David Wills, who's in our book, Stewards Not Owners. David, you have lots of clients along the way that you've kind of invited into this space of generosity. There must be fear and misgivings and other things. Tell me what that's like in people's lives.
Well, it's very real. I mean, we're born with a closed fist even when we're babies, and we continue to have that as we get older. And so, yeah, being a wise and faithful and generous steward is an act of faith. And so all of us in our journeys of faith in any form, we have fears that we deal with. That's why the scriptures so often say, fear not, because our instinct is to be fearful. And that's true with regards to stewarding your wealth, and it's with everything else that you steward in your life.
And tell me about the breakthrough. Is this like going off the high dive when you're a kid?
Yeah, that's a great question. The breakthrough usually comes in one or two or both ways. There's a breakthrough with regards to financial things when people really understand that they don't own things, because it feels like we own things, and that there's something that clicks in people when they realize, you know what, I don't own this. I'm just a steward of it, and it changes their perspective. And then the other thing is that people gain an eternal perspective, and they start to think, you know what, this life is extremely short, but what I do in this life is going to have consequences for all eternity. So those are two of the things that cause people to kind of overcome that fear and let the faith break through, and they can be extravagantly generous.
And then is there a time when kind of joy comes? Because I know, like Dana will often say that she didn't start as joyful in her generosity.
Well, we say that there's two things. Number one, there's no such thing as an unhappy, generous person. And so another thing is that we never really see a regretful, generous person. And so once they take that step of faith, they just keep walking into it, because the joy and really the freedom that comes, liberation, I would say, that comes from being extravagantly generous creates. And so it's a bit of a contagious thing, and it's great to have the disease. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for being with us, David.
Sure.